Welcome to a brand new deep dive. Get ready to be swept away by the energy, honestly, of one of the world's most incredible markets. Today, we're plunging into Bangkok's legendary Chatuchak market.
That's right.
Think of the information we've gathered as like your express ticket, cutting through the chaos to highlight the absolute best this vibrant place has to offer.
Yeah, it can be overwhelming otherwise.
Totally. Our mission today is to uncover what makes Chatuchak so utterly essential. The sights you absolutely must see, the tastes you can't miss, how to, find your way through its vast expanse.
It's a place in the city.
Exactly. Its vital place in Bangkok's heart. And maybe even touch on what it might mean for your budget if you decide to explore Bangkok yourself. Seriously, this isn't just any market. It's massive, crowded, high energy. It's been called a market on steroids, and honestly, that feels pretty spot on.
It really does. And what's truly fascinating about Chatuchak is its sheer scale and cultural weight. Looking at what was put together, it's consistently flagged as one of the world's largest weekend markets. We're talking over 35 acres packed with more than 15,000 individual stalls.
15,000. Just imagine.
Just imagine the volume of goods and people. But it's much more than just, retail space. It's a fundamental slice of Bangkok life. The material describes it beautifully as a vibrant melting pot of cultures, a place where locals doing their weekly shopping rub shoulders with international visitors.
Right, that blend.
Yeah, the atmosphere is electric, that lively mix of chaos and clamor, that buzzing energy. It's the pulse of the market. And yeah, getting a good deal through friendly bargaining is absolutely part of the game here.
You got to try, right?
You definitely should try. And while its fame rests on the weekend crowds, the market operates beyond just Saturday and Sunday. Friday evenings, starting from 6 p.m., are noted specifically for wholesale trade, which offers a different kind of vibe.
Oh, interesting.
And the plant section, interestingly, has its own schedule. It's open Wednesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Wow. Midweek green escape.
Kind of. Plus, there's mention of a night market aspect, often including areas like the JJ Green Night Market within its orbit, running Friday through Sunday evenings, typically from 7 p.m. until midnight. So lots of different times to potentially experience it.
Okay, with over 15,000 stalls spread across 35 acres. That sounds like a place where you could get delightfully lost.
Oh, easily.
So when you step into this incredible labyrinth, where should you even begin? What does the material suggest are the absolute must-see sections?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The information points us towards some specific areas that offer distinct experiences. If you're looking for unique souvenirs and want to connect with local talent, Section 7 is highlighted.
Okay, Section 7.
Yeah, for handicrafts and art. This is where you're likely to find items made right there or nearby handmade jewelry, beautiful Thai silk scarves, colorful lanterns, intricate wood carvings. Picking something up here is a direct way to support the artists themselves.
That's great. Love that.
Then one of the more unusual sections is what's often dubbed Pet Alley, found in sections 13 and 14.
Pet Alley?
Yeah. It's a really unique site showcasing everything from tropical fish and birds to cats and dogs. It definitely adds to the market's incredible variety, although, the material does gently remind anyone looking to buy to consider responsible purchasing.
Good point. Wow, that's unexpected, though.
Yeah.
And you mentioned plants earlier.
Absolutely. For a bit of a sensory shift, Section 3 is entirely dedicated to plants and gardening. Think exotic orchids, fascinating succulents, beautiful decorative pots, gardening tools.
Nice.
It's described as almost a peaceful escape from the main crowds, offering a moment of, fresh air among the greenery.
I can picture that. A little break from the buzz.
Exactly. And if you have a love for history or collecting, Section 26 is your spot for antiques and collectibles.
Ah, treasure hunting.
Pretty much. Stepping in here reportedly feels like a step back in time. You could unearth anything from rare coins and vintage cameras to old vinyl records or traditional Thai amulets. The Red Building is also mentioned as another area within the market known for its mix of clothes, antiques, and vintage finds. So, another spot for that kind of vibe.
Antiques and vinyl records next to pet shops and plants. That diversity alone tells you something about this place.
It really does.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting for me. The food. Bangkok is famous worldwide as a food paradise, and Chatuchak is absolutely a prime example of that. Sounds like an incredible culinary journey.
It really is. The material emphasizes the sheer abundance and variety of food and drink here. You'll find everything from quick street snacks to refreshing beverages and even some more established sit-down dining spots tucked away.
Okay, hit me with the essentials. What can't you miss?
Well, certain items come up again and again. Fresh coconut juices and flavored cold drinks are basically mandatory for staying cool in that heat.
Definitely need those.
Coconut ice cream is a standout, especially from a spot called Coco JJ, which has been serving it since 2008, apparently. It comes in a half coconut shell with toppings like corn, sticky rice, and nuts. Sounds amazing, right?
Oh my goodness, yes. Sold.
And of course, you absolutely must keep an eye out for classic mango sticky rice. It's everywhere, but always good.
A staple. What about savory stuff?
Oh, yeah. Beyond the sweet treats, you'll encounter everything from savory meatballs on skewers and fresh-cut fruits to perfectly grilled pork, crispy Hat Yai-style fried chicken,
Fried chicken.
the ubiquitous Thai tea, and even something intriguing like toasted garlic on skewers. Plenty of fresh coffee is available, too, to keep you going.
Toasted garlic on skewers. Okay, that's unique. You mentioned Coco JJ. Were there any other specific food spots that jumped out from what we looked at?
Yes, a few were specifically recommended. Besides Coco JJ for that iconic coconut ice cream, Viva 8 is mentioned as a lively alfresco spot. It has DJs playing, and they reportedly cook a massive paella right there in a huge pan.
Paella in Bangkok.
Yeah, makes it quite the scene for a daytime drink and bite, apparently. For something more substantial, Chatuchak duck noodles, known as prani, is an open-air place praised for its incredibly tender braised duck and aromatic broth. The large drumstick bowls sound particularly good.
Duck noodles sound amazing.
Then there's pork maize samantha, noted for the cues it attracts, famous for its unbelievably good roasted pork with a honey glaze.
Ooh, cue-worthy pork. Always a good sign.
Definitely. And if you love noodles, Rathenicus and Boat Noodle Chatuchak offers flavorful soups with tender meat and chewy noodles, pork, or beef options. And they suggest you definitely add the crispy pork rind.
Gotta get the crispy bits.
Essential. But the general advice threading through the information is pretty simple. Don't overthink it. If you see something you crave, like pad thai or mango sticky rice, just go for it. The prices are very budget-friendly, which is a huge plus.
That helps.
And going with friends means you can sample widely, grab a few different things, and share. Trying street food and exploring markets like Chatuchak is consistently highlighted as a fantastic way to experience local flavors and save money on food while you're in Bangkok.
Good tip. Okay, so with such a massive market, getting around it and getting to it in the first place feels important. What do the materials suggest are the best ways to navigate this place and maybe Bangkok in general?
Right, logistics. Getting to Chatuchak itself is easiest using Bangkok's excellent transit system. The BTS SkyTrain goes to Mount Mochit Station, which is the closest, though Chatuchak Park Station is also nearby.
BTS, got it.
If you prefer the MRT subway, Chatuchak Park Station is an option near the BTS stop, or you can take the MRT to Kamphaeng Phit Station.
Camping Fed.
Yeah, Kamphaeng Phit. It actually brings you out on the other side of the market, handily located close to that red building we mentioned earlier.
That was strategic.
Kinda, yeah. Taxis and tuk-tuks are always possibilities, but be aware that the area around the market can get extremely congested, especially on weekends, so maybe not the fastest option.
Traffic nightmare potential.
Big potential. Ride-sharing apps like Grab and UberX were also mentioned as alternatives, so you best those two.
Okay, and for the rest of Bangkok.
For getting around Bangkok more broadly, the BTS SkyTrain and MRT Metro are highly recommended ways to skip the notorious traffic. They cover most central districts, running generally from 6 a.m. until midnight. And tickets are quite affordable, from around 15 to 52 Thai baht, or you can grab a day pass if you plan to use them extensively.
Day pass sounds useful.
Definitely. Another great option, particularly for visiting landmarks near the river like the Grand Palace or the Khao San Road area, is the Chao Phraya riverboat.
The riverboat, okay.
Yeah, you can easily connect to it from the BTS Safan Taksin station. Local boats are very cheap, like 15 baht, while tourist boats are about 40 baht, and they usually run from roughly 6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Good way to see things from the water, too.
For sure. Taxis are also readily available and affordable, but the advice is always to make sure the driver agrees to use the meter, maybe have a map or GPS open on your phone just in case.
Standard taxi advice, yeah.
Yeah.
So Chatuchak could take all weekend, but what else popped up as must-sees in Bangkok if you have more time?
Right, if you can tear yourself away. The material did touch on other places you might find yourself exploring. These included iconic spots like the Grand Palace and the stunning Wat Phra Khai,
Of course.
the massive reclining Buddha at Wat Phra, the beautiful riverside temple Wat Arun, and the Golden Mount Wat Saket, which apparently offers fantastic panoramic city views.
Nice. Views are always good.
Museums like the Ananta Samakam Throne Hall and Viman Mek Mansion were also mentioned, and potentially free to enter if you have a Grand Palace ticket. And for more vibrant local life and incredible food, Chinatown, Yaowarat was highlighted, as were various shopping districts like Siam and Pratunam. Other markets were noted too, like the more upscale or Torkor market for premium produce, the bustling Klong Toei market for fresh ingredients, and Klong Lat Mayom floating market, which is actually within the city and known for its food and boat rides.
Wow, okay, so plenty to see beyond Chatuchak, too. That gives a great sense of how to navigate the city while experiencing the market. And speaking of experiencing Bangkok, what did the information we looked at suggest about the general cost of a trip? Budget time.
Budget time, yeah. Based on the estimates presented, a budget traveler might look at an average daily cost for a trip to Bangkok falling somewhere between, say, $25 and $50 USD.
$25 to $50 a day, that's pretty good.
It is. For those seeking a more mid-range to luxury experience, that figure could increase to $50 or even $100 plus USD per day. Of course, these are just averages.
Depends on how much you shop at Chatuchak.
Exactly. It depends entirely on your choices and travel style. You could certainly spend less or a lot more, but the overall takeaway is clear. Bangkok generally offers very decent value for money for travelers.
Good to know. Value for money is always welcome.
So to sort of wrap up what we've uncovered, Chatuchak Market is truly immense and a non-negotiable visit for anyone in Bangkok. It offers an incredible range of things to see and buy, from unique art and handicrafts to vintage treasures and unexpected finds like pets, combined with a vibrant, almost overwhelming atmosphere.
So energy.
Yeah. And the food, the food scene alone is reason enough to go, offering endless, delicious, and budget-friendly options. Getting around both the market's vicinity and the city as a whole is quite straightforward, thanks to the efficient transit systems, providing great ways to avoid traffic.
So what does all this mean for you listening? It means that visiting Chatuchak is stepping into a rich, multi-sensory explosion that really lets you feel the energy of Bangkok. It's an invitation to explore, to indulge your taste buds with countless flavors, and maybe even try your hand at bargaining for that perfect, unique memento.
Get practicing your haggling.
Definitely. And here's something to think about. Considering the sheer volume and dizzying variety of unique items and foods that converge in a single space like Chatuchak, representing crafts and flavors from all corners of Thailand and beyond, what could getting completely lost in this kind of bustling market actually reveal to us about the surprising ways goods and tastes from around the world connect and arrive in even the most uniquely local settings?